What up, YouTube?
Let's just put that right there. Okay. What up, YouTube? Echo Grande representing here, and today we're going to talk about vaping. So a lot of you are probably aware of this new trend called electronic cigarettes that have been sprouting up in the last 5-6 years. And a lot of the methods that former smokers have are revolutionary. Electronic cigarettes can vary in size. A lot of them can be mechanical, some of them are reusable, and a lot of them can actually be very stylistic. I myself have been vaping for about a couple months now. I got the Kangertech Subbox Mini Starter Kit. It came out around the end of May, and I got it maybe mid-June. And as you can tell, it hasn't let me down yet. A lot of you are probably aware of how this stuff works, but for those who don't, I'm going to give a quick recap. Mod kits come in two parts. There's the battery, and there's the tank. The battery provides the wattage and power. The tank provides the juice and the coils. But, as you can see, my tank's just about empty. Now the issue only really comes in when you want to change flavors in your tank, because if you want to put in the same flavor, you have no risk mixing it with what's already in here. But sometimes you might be getting tired of that Coca-Cola flavor and you might want to try a little simple bubblegum. And unless you're a juice pioneer or something, you probably don't want your bubblegum juice tasting like Coca-Cola. So what do? Well, as you can see, the juice is not nearly high enough to go into the air holes for the cotton to absorb it, but there's still just enough that you want to use it before you have to fill it up again. Now you could do this the primitive way and dry hit and just hope the juice gets soaked into the cotton, but considering the forces of gravity, the juice is going to be pulled downward and you really don't know how much juice is really getting into the cotton. Thus your cotton might not be as wet as you think and you risk burning it and then you'll have to re-wick it. Now I figured out a technique in the last week on how to save that little bit of juice if you want to switch up flavors. Last time I filled my tank was with some nostalgic zebra stripe gum, and I'm thinking I want to twist it up next time with some Monster Energy drink flavor. Now I have three options on how to do this. One is do exactly what I just said and hope that all the juice gets soaked up into the coil and just vape it all away, then fill up the tank again. Or just go ahead and put the Monster in here with what's left of the zebra stripe and just hope that the flavor tastes good. But you may have heard a little too often that the customer is always right, and if I just want Monster Juice flavor, I just want Monster Juice flavor. There's even a fourth option where I can just take what's left over the juice and just dump it out. But considering if your local shop is a little too much on the expensive side and you don't want to wait 5 days if you order online, that could be a bit of a waste. So, what's option 3, you asked? Good question. Check it out. So, here we go. To start off with, you want to make sure that you turn your battery off, because you don't want to risk hitting the button and firing it. Then, depending on your tank, you want to unscrew the part where that allows you to fill up the juice. Now if you're really on the cheap side and you want to save as much juice as possible, you can use one of those needles that comes with the cough syrup or whatever, and really work around your coil, sucking up as much juice as you can. And of course that, once you pull it out, you can just drip it back in on the top, and that can get your cotton soaked again. But considering the edges are very dry around my coil, I have no need to do that. Now it's time to work with the tank. So as you can see, or lack thereof, that there's still that little bit of juice in there that you can swash around a little bit. And of course if you want to save that, here's what you do. Very simple. Just very lightly tip it in and drip. You want to do about 5 drips total, because any more will risk flooding it and then the juice will start leaking out of the air holes. Oops. It's okay if you get it just on the edge. You can always just do it another time. Now I'm completely dumping it, so a lot of it is either just still on the edge or just hasn't gone anywhere. So you can really just screw it back on. Don't worry about gravity pulling the juice down, because there's really not much to worry about. So as you can see now, the tank looks to be completely empty. It's very simple. Just unscrew the tank, put the coil straight back up, keep it on the battery, pour the tank in, and it shouldn't be pouring out. If it's just dripping, you're good, but if it's still pouring out, you have enough that you should be able to just stir around the tank and get that juice soaked into the cotton. Turn it back on and blow into it a couple times. Not too hard, you don't want it to leak out of the air holes because you might have flooded the coil. But like I said, 5 drops should be enough. Then fire it. And of course you still get the flavor. Remember to keep checking inside your tank, because some of that juice might have leaked out of the coil, so you may have to do that method again. Again, it's very simple. Just unscrew the tank. You can do this standing up if you want to. I didn't really need to put it on the table. Just pour your tank into your coil, let it drip, and screw it back on. And fire it as soon as you can, because you don't want that juice leaking back into the coil, because you'll just be doing it in a circle. And then before long, your tank is empty and you can fill it up with whatever new flavor you want. So that process is pretty simple, so you shouldn't need to ask any questions, but as always, feel free to leave a comment below if you have any. This has been another Echo Grande video, and as always, Real talk? If vape wasn't the word of the year in 2014, what would it have been? Post your answers as a comment response, and as always, I will see you all in the next video. This is Echo Grande, and I am signing off. Ciao!